Hello guys, today we have a recipe perfect for summer, the famed gazpacho soup from Spain. And the best part is I got this recipe from a chef friend of mine, Seb, who is currently doing his internship in Spain and got to know the culinary culture there. Of course, we're not gonna simply make the gazpacho, we're gonna turn it fine dining with some nice garnishes inspired by my internship in Italy. So this will be a Spanish-Italian fusion. So exciting, let's go. Okay, so first things first, we need to make the gazpacho because we need to cool it down nicely in the fridge before serving. We need to cut up the veggies. It doesn't really matter how you cut it, but we need to clean them properly. For the tomatoes, we will cut them in half, then quarters, and remove the seeds and the gelatinous liquid inside and leave them as they are. For the peppers, we will also remove the seeds and the white part inside and cut them in medium-sized pieces. For the cucumber, I decided to remove the skin, but truth be told, it doesn't really matter and you can leave it on and just cut them in chunks. We will do the same thing for the green pepper and crush some peeled garlic. For the bread, we're gonna use really stale bread because fresh bread doesn't offer the same texture after blending and will not emulsify as good. We're gonna cut the crust and then cut it into chunks. And now a short cleaning break, sponsored by no one because I don't have sponsors. Starting with the blending, you can see how good my math and approximation skills are by the size of the bowl that I use. Don't make the same mistake as me and use a bigger bowl or pot. In case you don't have a blender, you're kinda fucked because without one, the only thing you can do is grind it with a mortar and pestle, but you do you. Okay, after struggling a few minutes and thinking that I fucked up the recipe, I got a soup to the desired consistency. You can also add some more bread if you want it more thicker, or if you don't, just leave it as it is. Now for seasoning, we need to add salt and pepper to taste and then some vinegar for some acidity. For whatever reason, I forgot to film when I put the vinegar in, but a good tip that I found out is that for this soup, more vinegar equals a hell of a lot better taste, so don't be shy with that vinegar. For storing, we'll just put it into a clean box with the lid and store it in the fridge for at least 3 to 4 hours before serving. Now for the garnishes, the first one is inspired by a video from All Things Butter Guy that made a tomato, peach, and mozzarella di bufala salad. What we'll do is make a paste with the mozzarella and the peach, blending them together. We will cut the peach into chunks, and let's stop for a second to admire the drip of the mozzarella and how creamy and wet it is. Coming back to reality, unfortunately the paste did not turn out that good visually and texturally, but the taste was really good and the combination really slapped. If you want to do it at home, I suggest to blend the mozzarella first, strain it, blend it again, and then blend in some peach jam so you get a smooth paste and not grainy like mine, and we'll have a good balance of sweetness complementing the soury garlicky soup. With the paste finished, we will store it in the freezer until it gets to a gelato-like consistency. Now for the second garnish, we will do a simple green oil, or so I thought it will be simple because I was a bit stupid and almost ruined it. The thing is, I did this and we do it weekly at the restaurant where I work. You just have to blend a lot of parsley or coriander with some oil in a very high speed blender and then let it separate overnight in a hanging bag. But one, parsley was really expensive, so I was cheap and only bought one case, and two, I did not have a high-speed blender, only a normal half-ass home blender. So in a momentary lapse of judgment, I decided to fry the parsley in the oil, which you guessed it, makes it a swamp green color or even blackish. So I used the leftover parsley, blended it with my mistake, and saved the day. Now, because I did not even have a strainer, let alone a cheesecloth or a coffee paper to filter it, I just used a lot of paper and fixed it. I promise I'll come back to the green oil and do it right one day, but for this video, this will do. For the last garnish, I decided to do something that I always wanted to try, fried zucchini flowers, and let me tell you, it does not lead up to the hype that I created for them in my mind seeing them on the TV as a kid. But anyway, it's pretty easy to make. We'll just make a simple tempura-like batter with 2 eggs that we will beat up, some flour and some sparkling water and milk to loosen it up if you have any. Then we will clean the flowers, and unfortunately I forgot to film this part too, but it's very simple and we just remove the spikes from this lower crown and the stem of the flower, and optionally the pistil inside the flower, but I left it inside because I would cut it up anyway for plating. If they are dirty, you should also wash them with a bit of water and dry them with some paper towels. Frying them was a wild ride to say the least because the pan was not that good and also the stove was really bad at keeping a constant temperature. But they should be fried until they get a nicely golden brown color on medium heat. Okay, now that everything is done, we can do the plating. We'll put the soup in a shallow plate and drizzle some green oil over it. Then we will do a canelle with the mozzarella and peach paste, basically shaping it with 2 spoons until it has this shape that you see in the video. This is a canelle. Then we'll just cut the fried zucchini in rectangular shapes and place them nicely on the canelle. And voila, now it's done after a lot of problems along the way. The taste was really good and I would give it a 7 out of 10, but the gazpacho itself is a 10 out of 10, would recommend. So thank you Seb again for the recipe. His Instagram is in the description. It was bussin'. Hope you guys like this video. From now on I promise it will not be as messy and we have some really nice videos coming up. For next week I will show you my new favorite pasta recipe that I learned here from a chef straight from Italy, pasta al limone, so subscribe to not miss anything. Until Until next time, keep spreading those kitchen smiles and happy cooking.